Hey friends, welcome back to the Bald Booktuber. My name is Scott, and today I'll be going over what I plan to read in the month of March. So it's already March 1st, so I'm a little late in getting this video out, but that's all right. Mostly I will be continuing and or wrapping up series this month, so that's always a good feeling. So I will be starting with book 3, of course, of Book of the New Sun, and this will be Sword of the Lictor. I have absolutely adored the first two books, even though I haven't always known what was going on until it was better explained to me by Christopher Rocchio. Speaking of which, Rocchio, author of the Sun Eater series, will be joining me this month a little earlier than the last 2 months. We'll be doing our discussion on March 10th. So for those that have either read Book of the New Sun or are reading it along with me or don't really care if they're spoiled or not, please tune in. We've had a great discussion for the first two books, and I plan to have a very good discussion with this one. Christopher has mentioned that Sword of the Lictor is his favorite book in the series, so I can't wait to get started with that. Additionally, I will be continuing on with my favorite series of all time. I will be reading my favorite book of all time, and that, of course, is A Storm of Swords. That is book 3 of A Song of Ice and Fire. In my mind, the very best fantasy book that has ever been written, probably will ever be written. I have been loving my discussion with my co-conspirators on the read/reread of Song of Ice and Fire, Joanna and Yolene, and Joanna Souza, and Alex from Tall Guy Reads. We've had a great discussion of Game of Thrones so far, and we will be discussing A Clash of Kings this Saturday in detail. So I'm looking forward to that and hope to see many of you there. After that, I will be continuing with my Red Rising reread, and that will be Morningstar, book 3 of the first trilogy. In my memory, my favorite of the trilogy. We will see if that continues. I am almost done with Golden Sun, having a very good time with it. We are introduced to some of my favorite characters in the series in Golden Sun, and we get to see their stories continue in Morningstar, so very, very excited about that. And that will be fun to wrap up that first trilogy as we go along here. Additionally, we will be reading my second favorite Robin Hobb book. That is, of course, Fool's Fate. That's book 3 of The Tawny Man, the final entry in that trilogy, one of my all-time favorite trilogies. I absolutely love The Tawny Man. I had a fantastic time with Golden Fool, and of course with Fool's Errand, but again, in my memory, Fool's Fate blows both of them out of the water. I am very, very excited, not only to myself revisit it, but also to see Mike read it for the first time. I have been, of course, discussing that series with him and with Madison and Dr. Philip Chase and my buddy Jake Bishop. So those discussions have gone quite well. Additionally, we will be talking about Live Ship Traders, the second series, on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. So that is coming up on Mike's book reviews on that channel. After that, at some point, I will be wrapping up the Warlord Chronicles by Bernard Cornwell with the final volume, Excalibur. And I'm quite looking forward to this. I did very much enjoy the first two books. I think that if it stays on that level in terms of my enjoyment, definitely I'll be able to say this is one of my favorite historical fiction series. I am quite enjoying it. Cornwell's writing is quite good, and he writes battle scenes maybe as well or better as anyone I have personally ever read. So quite enjoyable, and he really leaned into some of the magical elements with Merlin in book 2, Enemy of Gods. So hopefully we'll see more of that here in Excalibur. And then finally, and I'm just kind of talking about these as I think of them, not necessarily the order that I'll be reading them, but this one I do plan to read on its release day, March 21st. And that is my friend Dr. Philip Chase is releasing his first novel in his new series. It is called The Way of Edan, and I'm very looking forward to it. I think it's going to lean a lot into explorations of religion in fantasy, and I think it's going to be quite good. I'm hoping to get that read and reviewed before the end of March and get the word out there. I'm anticipating that I will really enjoy it. Not ready for release here, but further in the future. Alan over at the Library of Alexandria will be doing the narration for Philip, so that is going to be very cool as well. But I'll be reading it in ebook, and then I'll probably revisit Alan's narration at a later time. That is pretty much everything I'll be reading in the month of March. Let me know in the comments what you will be reading. I am very excited to see what other folks have on tap. And until next time, publication order always, my friends.